In Wellness Wednesday, the connection between migraines, hormonal changes, and the stages of a woman's life and cycle. If you're one of the millions of women who experience migraines, you know how disruptive they can be, not just to your day, but to your overall well-being. So, neurologist Dr. Avery Saporito from Baylor Scott & White specializes in headache disorders, and she's here to break down the science and share the latest treatments and offer real-life advice on how to cope with these migraines. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Erin. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, so glad to have you. Okay, so let's start with the basics. What's the difference between just a regular headache and a migraine?
Sure. So there's actually 200 different types of headaches, but the main two we usually think about are migraine and tension type. The migraine itself is those plus features.
Right.
So typically it's moderate to severe in intensity, one side of the head and throbbing, and those plus things of nausea, light, sound sensitivity, worsening with movement.
Okay, so additional symptoms in addition to the original headache. Got it. Now, common signs, what should we be on the lookout for when it comes to the symptoms of a migraine?
So again, those things that are in your environment that you want to stay away from. So maybe you'd like to be away in a dark room with the lights off, cold fan going, no sound. That probably means it's migraine.
Okay, got it. So if you're seeking those things, okay, that's a really good telltale sign or whatever. If you're looking for a solution in this way, maybe this is the diagnosis. I like that. Now, what are things we can do at home to help prevent the migraines? Are there foods that help out with that? Because I know a lot of the times they just come on and it destroys your whole day pretty much, it feels like.
Yeah, so of course we always like to start with keeping a headache diary because no two persons are alike. So there's an app that we have in our system, the Baylor Scott & White virtual app, that helps track that as well.
Very good.
But certain foods have been known to be associated with more migraine, things that are high in preservatives, things that maybe have chocolate, alcohol, MSG, certain people have a citrus issue or sweets.
Wow.
But again, everyone is very different, so I don't usually recommend cutting everything out.
Right.
But maybe keep a journal and see what is your trigger.
Nice. Okay, so as I'm hearing this, because we mentioned in the intro that a lot of women, young women, suffer from this, and I hear you talking about alcohol and chocolate and sweets, and I'm like, ooh, girl, that's all the things that we love. And so it's so hard to avoid those things, but you want to, especially if it's a trigger. Now, what about the connection between menstrual migraines or postmenopausal migraines?
Absolutely. So boys and girls have about the same frequency of migraine until we hit puberty.
Interesting.
Then women take over by large numbers. We're over 3 times more likely to have migraine than men. And we think it's likely due to estrogen. As it rises during our cycles before ovulation and then drops right after, that's usually the trigger for more severe or intense migraines during the menstrual cycle.
Wow. Okay.
And then as we go through life in the perimenopause phase, estrogen is slowly going down, but there's spikes. And so that fluctuation can also make headaches worse around the perimenopause time as well.
Okay, so it almost is throwing your hormones off and then triggering these migraines or headaches. Okay, got it. Now, what should someone do, or at what point do you think, okay, I need to start seeking help, this is beyond my control?
When it's impacting your life, when you're missing things like you love to do, missing work, not hanging out with your family or doing the things that you need to do, that's usually when I say it's time to seek help. And getting the right diagnosis is the first step.
Yes, indeed. Well, you've helped tons of people. Tell me what you do, though, after they come to you. How do you help them?
So it's really all about the history. So, of course, we do an exam to make sure there's no other features that are concerning, and then other red flag features we talk about as well. But if everything is in line with the migraine diagnosis, we look at the frequency and how bad they are to decide treatments.
Okay.
For people that have migraine, they should always have a rescue, something that they can take and get back to life. If you're having at least 4 or more, or they're very disabling, we also sometimes do a preventative. That can be medicine or non-medicine options to try to stop them from starting in the first place.
Right. Okay, so you talked a little bit about virtual treatment for chronic headaches and migraines. And so tell me, how does that work? Is it a thing where you just set it up online and you don't have to worry about coming in? Especially, I think that would help a lot of people who are having the migraine in the moment maybe and don't want to leave the house.
Yeah, so when you have a migraine, you need to be seen quickly and try to get to the bottom of things. Baylor Scott & White has a great new virtual headache care app. That basically is expanding this access across the state of Texas. So if you just go to the virtual headache care website of the Baylor Scott & White, there's a kind of a questionnaire that you go through to make sure you're a good candidate, meaning you don't have any of those really scary type of symptoms. And if you're in the state of Texas and above the age of 18, then you basically sign up and then you're usually seen within the next day.
Wow. Okay, so it's very quick.
Very quick.
Nice. Okay, so tell me then, where can people find you for more information and if they want to book an appointment?
Sure, you can just go to the Baylor Scott and White Headache Virtual Care website.
Very, very good. Well, you know what? As a woman myself who suffers from cluster headaches, migraines, all the things, this was so informational and so good because you need the knowledge in order to do something about your health, right?
Absolutely.
So appreciate you being here so much.
Thanks for having me.
Of